The first time I remember hating my body was when I was 8.
I was 14 and
All
was at a
throughout
church
my
When I was
event called
22 or
I
Girls
looked at
23,
Camp.
images
I was
of
aiming to
Barbie
look
white
nice
girls
When I
and wear
was in
some
high
big
didn't
school, my
realize
mom
that
I
started
was
you
going
only
to the
13 years
big deal
old,
type
and I
of
had
event
no
at
idea
church.
Boys
about who I
laughed
was
at
and what
me
I was
for
supposed
eating
to look
candy
like.
at the football game
As a plus-size
because I
woman, my
was
entire
fat.
life has been an experience that negatively impacts the way I perceive my body.
I think that the constant intake of media and the westernized ideals of beauty have always been a part of how I think and view the world. What makes it difficult to discern real from not real is the quantity of images we see constantly of women that are in hair and makeup for hours and the photos are still photoshopped. Of course, people will have unrealistic ideas of what people should look like. I think it's a highly toxic part of society because we have these expectations that can't and shouldn't be matched.
Looking at Tiger Beat magazines and the skinny Disney stars on TV, I saw how round I was. My face, my stomach, my thighs. I was too big. I thought, why am I fat? Why don't I look like other kids? Will I be like them when I'm older? I would go to the pool and see other kids being able to have fun without feeling the chafing of their thighs, or being in a jazz recital and forced to wear a clingy blue sequin top 2 sizes too small, noticing how I was the only girl with rolls on her stomach. Or how the girls in 6th grade laughed and said, "Are you pregnant?" A day I felt confident enough to wear a normal t-shirt with my gauchos. I still notice these things now. I feel it's even harder now. Social media is the worst. I see perfect girls with perfect bodies everywhere. It makes me hate myself. My friends will point out things in themselves that make me question what I must look like to them. What double chin? You don't have one. I do.
We had just gone swimming and were having lunch. As the adults were passing out the sandwiches that we were having, they handed every girl a full-size sandwich with a smile. When I went to grab mine, however, they only handed me a half of a sandwich and said, with what can only be described as a devilish smirk, that I only needed half of a sandwich. I looked around wondering why for a moment, and then quickly realized the only difference between me and the other girls was the size around our waists. I bit my lip, trying not to break, and walked back to the group of girls playing card games. These same grown women continued to do things like this until I was 18 and left my small town. I think this story just shows how comfortable we are as a society with violating boundaries and passing judgment on others just based on how they look. We are so willing to police other people and impose standards that aren't realistic or healthy for everyone. And it's even worse for young women who are always sexualized and judged, starting like in this story at the age of 14. I would tell this young woman that she is not alone in this experience. And I don't know if it's better or worse to know that others are experiencing this too, but I'd want her to know that it's not her fault. Other people don't have control over your body or your food. And I would remind her that she is powerful and kind and intelligent, no matter what her body looks like. Appearance doesn't determine those qualities, and appearance doesn't determine your worth.
It's easy to pay attention to all of the little details that people tell you throughout your life about your weight and your body and how it's not perfect and how everything you do is directly impacted by the way that you look on the outside. But I wish that I could tell every single person that what they look like is in a direct correlation to their character. In the real world, no one looks like a model. Even models don't look like models. Photoshop has been around for longer than most of us, so it's important to recognize that what we're seeing on TV screens and in computer screens and on our phones and on Instagram is always an altered image. And people are always going to show the best parts of themselves. And that's why we need to look past that and just realize that our reflection of character should be how we actually treat others.